To set up our animation, we'll be using the timeline window to choreograph all the elements and set up when they're going to be appearing as our movie progresses. Now I'm going to set those two shots up right away. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space in the timeline window, and I'm going to add something called a keyframe that'll allow me to make changes to the timeline so we can create that close-up scene and the full screen version of our dad for his exercises. I'll just select the frames that I'm interested in and insert my keyframes right out of the timeline menu. Since I've got a couple keyframes now, I can go back to the first one by dropping my playhead back in frame 1, and I can make changes to the original scene so we can zoom in on the dad's face and give him his little close-up. Let me back off on the stage here just a little bit and select all those elements, and I'll just use a resize tool over here to scale that up, and by doing so we'll zoom in on the dad's face. Now I'm also going to set something up so I know the cropping area for this. My graphics are extending well beyond the stage, and I can see that by hiding my stage layers graphics, and there I can see my white stage behind there. I'm just going to pull out a couple of guides from the rulers, and these will help me to see exactly where the crop of my stage is going to be for our final movie file, and then we can set that close up. I'll go ahead and bring my layers back, and there you can see within that green rectangle that's where my dad character is going to show up. We can center his head up in there and maybe zoom it up a little bit more. We want a good close-up. This is his chance in the spotlight. Alright, we'll zoom back in and see if we can preview that. There we can see our green lines indicating the outside of the stage, and that looks like we're seeing just enough of the dad character to give him a chance to introduce himself at the start of our animation. Okay, so I'll center him up there just a tiny bit more, right inside there, so we've also got some context for the room, and we've got our two scenes, our close-up scene and our little bit further away scene so we can see the full figure of the dad.